Are you caught in a difficult cycle where you can logically understand why someone acts the way they do? That their hurtful patterns were inherited or taught, but that understanding still doesn't stop the pain you feel. You feel stuck giving them endless grace while simultaneously dealing with the emotional neglect or toxicity their behaviors cause. It feels like you're constantly fighting against a wall of resistance, and you just want to find peace. So if you're wrestling with this dynamic, today's session will acknowledge the deep hurt caused by their patterns, release the feeling that you are constantly up against them, and empower you to choose peace even as you hold space for a pretty complex truth. Their patterns are not truly them. They have healing to do, but they are still deeply hurting you. So you can check the description box for some links to the articles on the science that's been done on tapping if you're interested, how it works. And for today, rate yourself on a 1 to 10 scale of how intense the feeling is as I talk about this. And we'll check back in after to see where that's at. If you get overwhelmed, that's normal. Just keep tapping, keep breathing. Let any memory or sensation or emotion that's come up pass through and go back to repeating after me when you can. So that's it. Just tap with and repeat after me. And feel free to swap in their name or mom or dad, my brother, my boss, however it feels right or fits. Or just do it as I do, say it as I say it, and focus on the person or where it is in your body and mind know what you mean. Even though I am deeply hurt by their inherited toxic patterns, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though I feel caught in this cycle of emotional neglect and resistance, I deeply and completely love and honor myself. Even though I keep giving them grace while still feeling constant unease. I acknowledge this whole difficult situation and begin bringing myself healing. Even though I want to find peace instead of fighting their past and their demons. I choose to love and support myself in separating their patterns from my worth. These patterns they haven't healed are causing so much pain in me. That's just not right. It's not fair. It sucks I constantly end up feeling toxicity and neglect because they've never tried to heal themselves. Wherever they inherited these patterns from, I'm stuck in the cycle. How is that remotely okay? I'm here constantly feeling resistance because they learned such crappy, toxic patterns. And I keep hurting myself even more, trying to give them grace because I know that's what's driving them. Great. So my compassion has me surrounding me with a whole world of unease. Now it's becoming a real struggle to keep giving them grace. And that's okay. That's valid. Whatever they went through is also valid, but it doesn't have to be re-inflicted on me. That's not okay. I choose to separate the person from the pattern. I choose to separate myself whenever possible from their toxic patterns. I'm allowed to do both. Allowed to give us both grace. It's safe to acknowledge my hurt and anger without being consumed by rage. It's safe to care about them without putting up with nonsense. I recognize that their behavior is inherited, not malicious. But I'm still allowing myself to feel the pain of their behavior. They're still hurting me, and that's wrong. I trust I am allowed and can find independence. Regardless of their healing. I can be kind and compassionate and understanding of what they went through. And I can be kind and compassionate to myself by setting good, firm boundaries. I am validating my own hurt feelings. I am setting boundaries with compassion. No matter what the other person went through or is going through. I am releasing the struggle and choosing peace. I am honoring my desire for a healthier dynamic. I am choosing to protect my own emotional space regardless of anyone else's past. I am safe to accept what I cannot change. It's okay. I'm safe. I'm okay. Their pain is valid, but it doesn't get to direct me. It doesn't get to hurt me. I'm choosing peace over resistance. When it's safe, I can acknowledge their behavior and let it slide by. And when it's not, I set a boundary. I acknowledge their pain, but not at my well-being, the cost of my well-being. I am prioritizing me and my peace now. Deep breath. See where you are on that 1 to 10 scale. Finding peace in the middle of a toxic cycle requires incredible strength and wisdom and self-kindness. Choosing to see them, fully and what has brought them their behaviors or their patterns is kind and also incredibly strong of you. But it's important that you maintain that fine line between understanding of their inherited or learned patterns and allowing them to be considered acceptable behaviors around you or towards you or around your kids or friends or however that is. So there may be times that it's okay to step back and just observe and wonder, just see it for what it is and let it slide by. Because in those instances, it may hurt you to see them going through it, but it doesn't actively hurt you or someone else to where you need to step in and intervene or set boundaries or even walk away. And when you can do that, just observe for the moment. And then it might make it easier, for a future conversation in the future. Once the, whatever instigated the behavior has, gone, you can sit down and talk to them about it and maybe help them find a way to heal and move through it for good. Of course, some people are just not open to that kind of work, so you'll know your person well enough to decide if that's worth at least trying. So those are the ones you can let slide by, but then there are behaviors that they've inherited. They're absolutely not okay under any circumstances. And those are the ones that you can begin to acknowledge how they came by them and still draw a deep line in the sand. Absolutely not. You learned that. You need to unlearn it. You need to get the therapy, the help, or whatever it needs to not do that again. And it's okay to expect that of people and set those boundaries regardless of what they've gone through. You're worthy of that peace regardless of their past. So keep in mind that tapping can take a few rounds. So, go back until you've got this, kind of down to a zero and, or really able to realize that their inherited patterns are not ones that you need to take on, and that it's not, okay for people to say, well, that's what I went through, or that's who I am, that's just who I am, you have to take it. You don't. You absolutely do not. And, once you're, calmer in this, it is easier to sometimes bring it up to people, and then hopefully they do go and get the help they need. And if not, then you can take a look around on the channel, and I have other videos that can help with setting boundaries, saying no, finding that inherent worthiness and self-love to where if you need to walk away from, whether it's a partner, spouse, parents, siblings, a job, friendships, no matter how long they are. Just because somebody's been your friend for 30 years doesn't mean they suddenly get to be super toxic. Now, if they've gone through something really bad, of course we give some leeway. And again, we can sit back and go, was that about me? Or what's that about? And wait until they're calm and try to talk to them. But if maybe they've got a new group of friends or, didn't really go through anything, they've just changed, and you bring up a couple of these behaviors and they're not willing to change them, and what you realize is actually it's kind of inherited. You meet their family, or you realize, actually they're taking that pattern on from their new partner, their new spouse, and they're inheriting it kind of from, this group, that new hobby they have. No matter how you realize they've come about it, or, it's good to be there, especially with trauma, and help somebody pass something, but there does need to be some lines in the sand that you're not being hurt at their expense because they don't want to do the healing work, basically. So glad to see you here working on this. And if you click subscribe, you get notified of new videos, and likes and comments do help me grow as a channel. I'm really, really appreciative of all the engagement, and I will see you in the next video. Later.